Well, as they say in my business, James, you start with the news first, and it's been another busy week, truly never a dull moment in your job. Let's start off with the stress test. Morgan Stanley passed the stress test, but they weren't the highest rated bank, according to the Fed, and so I wonder what investors should make of that.
Well, all investors should care about is, did you pass? Do you have the capital? Did you have a leverage ratio which, in the most extreme stress you could conceive of, significantly worse than what we actually had during 2008, are you well enough capitalized?
Right.
And, I mean, let's review just what the stress test was. It implied 13% unemployment in the U.S., 4% negative GDP growth, a drop in the Dow of 50%, 6% negative GDP growth in Europe, and on and on. I mean, housing prices, another 23% decline or something. So what the Fed is really saying is we want to prove to the world that the U.S. banking system is extremely strong and stable, well-capitalized, in many respects over-capitalized.
The other bit of news this week that I have to ask you about is a guy named Greg Smith. I don't know if any of you all have heard of him. Used to work at a little place down the street, Goldman Sachs, and took it upon himself to write a piece about why I'm leaving Goldman. I'm sure you saw that. What have you make of that,
I'm not
James?
sure. Did I see that? I've got to think about this a little bit. Listen, I thought, firstly, I was surprised that anybody would run an op-ed piece based upon the view of a single employee. Frankly, I was surprised by that. I think, you know, we're large corporations. I don't know how many employees Goldman has, but we have 60,000. At any point in time, somebody's unhappy with me, with the organization, with the board, with the direction of the firm. So, you know, for an op-ed piece, I think the purpose of an op-ed piece is to find somebody whose opinion is respected, is an influencer in a debate. And, you know, to pick a random employee, I just don't think it's fair, and I didn't think it was balanced, to be honest. More broadly, you know, he's got a point of view about the direction of that particular firm. I don't work there. I can't speak to that. It seems to me that Goldman is a very successful place, has a lot of very supportive clients, and actually navigated the financial crisis extraordinarily well.
Just a quick follow-up question on that. Jamie Dimon at J.P. Morgan felt compelled to tell his people not to use that to attract clients, for instance. Did you feel compelled to address your employees about that?
You know, I did. I had it was sent to me in the morning by the media team, and I sent a note back to the operating committee saying that I thought, again, basically what I just said,
right.
And I didn't want anybody to circulate it or take advantage of it. And then I had a couple of people send it to me during the day because they obviously figure I don't read the newspaper. And I called them up and I said, I don't understand why you're circulating this. They said, well, it's interesting. It's about Goldman. I said, you know, don't do that. That's not our standard. And there, but for the grace of God, go us. I mean, any organization, it could be NASDAQ, it could be Fortune, it could be any organization will have an employee who's unhappy at any point in time. And I think you have to just take the high road on this stuff.
What about recruiting? Between paying people less and this perceived taint that investment banking has, have the Morgan Stanley recruiters had a tougher time getting young people to come work at the firm?
No. And I've been reading some of this stuff in the papers about all these challenges based upon, you know, again, taking an example of one guy saying he was going to go to Wall Street and decided not to. Who cares? I mean, there's thousands of people who still want to be in this industry. That is not a constraint. It's not going to be a constraint. And there'll always be somebody who says, well, I've always wanted to be an investment banker, but I've had this sort of moral epiphany and I'm not going to be an investment banker. I mean, it's ridiculous. Right? It's ridiculous. It's just not the facts. And look at the campus. Our acceptance rate this week across analyst and business school was somewhere between 78 and I think 84, 82%.
Meaning
the
number of people you offer jobs to who accept us.
Who accept us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you know where most of them who don't accept us go? To our two biggest competitors.
Right. Right.
They don't go out, you know, doing other stuff.